If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get matched down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
So, buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed.
Oh.
The child shall lead them.
To buy our merch. All right, you guys. DJ Mark in the house. It's been a little while. But he has made another appearance.
Yes.
Lucky us.
Oh, you didn't even do the
The what?
The DJ by DJ
Yeah,
Mark.
that's because I got... It doesn't matter why. I had audio issues, but I'm still going to put out my explanation. All right. I really need to grow past that. No, I didn't do it, Vin. Just take care of it. Yeah, DJ Mark in the house.
You failed me for the last time.
But that's what you said 10 times ago.
Shout
Yet
out to the big homie Darth Vader. My man Darth Vader was miserable as hell, bro.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he had reasons.
Yeah, I'm sure he had his reasons. It's hard to get good help. Bro.
Rude. All right, you guys. First song on the list is Census Fail.
Yes, sir.
Can't Be Saved.
Can't Be Saved. Census Fail. This should be interesting. Brought to you by the big homie DJ Mark.
He's right here.
Still trying to figure out this camera. All right. Brought to you by DJ Mark. Census failed. Cannot be saved. Let's do it.
True, 'cause I'm still crying.
Wow, this song is sneakily heavy.
I love it.
It's a sneakily heavy song. What, is it a relationship song?
Well, I actually couldn't see the lyrics because my computer was freaking out over here. I just like the sound of it.
All you have to do is look to the side.
Yeah, I don't like doing that because I know I've said this before, but you insist on me saying it again. My eyes are not what they used to be since having all of your children. Every time I get pregnant, my eyesight gets worse. But I can't see that from here. I have to get close like this, and then my face is behind the block. So I'll say it for the 8th time.
Okay.
I like it. I guess it's what it would be considered like the boy band sound. I don't know, like
boy band sound.
Like that teenage sort of. Okay, we weren't allowed to listen to music.
BC's gonna have a field day with that one.
Oh no, I know. I think that a lot of people
Brother Minister.
find that insulting. I think, but I actually mean that as a compliment. That sort of like the vocal style that kind of like soars a little bit, like it. It keeps it going straight out, like yeah, and it sounds like there's multiple vocalists, but it's probably just his own voice layering. I don't know, or maybe it's just the way it sounds to my ears. But the only thing that I got was something about like a coma and then waking up from it and realizing none of it was real or something like that. Did he say something like that?
Yeah, he says.
Yeah, because I've been having the weirdest dreams, so this like fits in.
He says, someday he's stuck in a coma, stuck in a never-ending sleep, and someday I'll wake up and realize I made up everything.
Yeah.
So.
That's the part.
You go.
Right there. Cheers to that.
What? Because that's how you feel? That's what you think is going to happen?
Sometimes, like, I know that it's like, well, like, when you're dreaming, you don't necessarily always know that you're dreaming. And then when you wake up, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I was dreaming over there. That seemed so real. I'm so glad that thing didn't happen or whatever. Yeah. But, like, I think sometimes, like, I think I always have this feeling of, like, dodging a bullet. Like, now that I'm with you and the farther away from the evangelical culture and rape culture and all, being away from all of that stuff, being with you, like, sometimes I feel like, wait a minute, this is too good to be true. I'm going to wake up and then I'm going to realize, no, we're not together. You're just my pastor. And I had some weird feeling about you or something. That would be so terrible. Yeah. So anyway, what were the lyrics really about? Because I don't know.
What would happen if that happened? Would you be freaked out? Would you be sad?
Sad? Well, am I married?
That would
to
be
somebody else.
That would be a crazy ass dream though. That you get.
It'd be a really good movie.
You get to do this. You know, you get to listen to metal, hang out with all our friends and shit. Then
I'd be like, you know what? That didn't make any sense. That was my life.
Then you have to go back to your
Yeah. I thought about that because like Vinny has a hard time sleeping a lot of times at night. He's like an insomniac, which he's told you before, but so like last night I like slept for like 2 hours. Then I woke up and played Fortnite with you for like an hour. And then
Did we?
Yeah. We played a couple games of Fortnite.
I barely remember that.
Yeah, and then you were like, well, I'm going to the gym. And I was like, okay, I'll go to the gym too. And so it's like 5:30 in the morning, something like that. We're going to the gym after playing the Fortnite. Yeah. And then I came back and just like had a couple more hours of sleep. And I'm like, I'm almost friggin' 40 years old. Like, this seems like something I should have been doing when I was 16. But then I was thinking, you know what? If 5 years from now my life completely changed and life was not like that anymore and I could have like a total complete night's sleep just like from 10 o'clock till 8 in the morning or something like that, I feel like I'd be like, yo, this is really boring.
Yeah.
Where's Vinny to mosey around the room? Or
there's no day that's exactly the same here in our household.
No, it's true. That's really, really true. At first that was really difficult for me, but now I don't think I could go back.
Shout out to the homie.
Yep. Shout out to you. Stop lying.
Follow your bliss. It reads on my chest. I know I got it tattooed for a reason. Why can't I just hold it true? Because I'm still crashing all the funerals of all these people that I never knew.
Oh, yeah. That was I did hear that phrase.
Yes, you did hear that phrase.
I thought that was odd, crashing people's funerals.
Really? How come? Why would that be odd?
The last thing I want to do is be at anybody's funeral. They're heavy, they're depressing, they're open casket.
Yeah, I don't think he's
literally doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's him trying to figure out, I think, his place among everybody. Because he gets stuck in a coma, stuck in a never-ending sleep. Someday I'll wake up and realize I made up everything. I shut the door and turn all the lights out and listen to all the songs that the night shouts. They go something just like this. So go fill up a glass with tonic, rocks, and gin and drink yourself to happiness. So he's got the rock star life. He's living the rock star life, but it's not giving him the fulfillment he wants. You know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, etc. So he's trying to find happiness. So the first line is "Follow your bliss," and then the pre-chorus talks about drinking gin and tonic to get himself happy.
Oh, no,
right?
That's not going to work.
Because he's got "Follow Your Bliss" tattooed on his chest, and I'm assuming he thought, man, if I could become a rock star, if I could become a rock star, I would attain to that happiness. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he can't. So then it's like, someday I'll wake up and realize I made up everything. Because it's like, how rare is it to actually accomplish the dream that you had when you were a kid? That's extremely rare. So it's like, I'm going to wake up and realize the whole thing was just, was just made up. And part of the disbelief, I think, is I made it, but I'm not happy.
Oh, that's got to be so...
So it must not be real. You see what I'm saying? It can't be real if I made it and I'm not happy.
Yeah.
So I think it's on both sides. It's like, and again, the name of the song is "Can't Be Saved," right? That's the name of the song.
Oh, right.
So that's kind of controlling everything. Mm-hmm. We can all hang ourselves from gold chandeliers and drink goodbye to all the pain and fears. Loose lips have sunk this ship to a shallow grave. Washed up on the rocks, I won't be saved. So there it is again, hanging ourselves from gold chandeliers, meaning we've got money now.
Everything, yeah.
We got money now, but we're still miserable.
Yep. Oh, God, that's awful.
And the gossip mill is still going on, right? Because loose lips have sunk this ship. And at the end of the chorus, he says, "One day I'll realize that I gave up everything." So before it was, I made up everything, but at the very last line of the song, it's he gave up everything. Which again, in order for you to
Do you think that's about sacrifices?
Well, yeah.
Like you can't have everything. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So you have to sacrifice something or some people or time or everything that you want has to be sacrificed on something else as an altar. So.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is life really, there's one way to look at life as just a series of sacrifices. And, the older you get, the more complex it becomes. When you're a kid, it's pretty simple. Do I want to play video games or do I want to go outside? You can't do them both at the same time. Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of us when we're young, we get fed this. And I don't think it's people lied to us per se. We might have lied to ourselves by our own perceptions. And I think that he thought all the sacrifices that he was going to have to make to get to rock stardom, I think he thought they were all going to be worth it. And I think if you go back and forth with yourself, I do think you could still say that it would be worth it. I don't know because I've never been a rock star. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but the problem is that you're in a bus for 85% of your life, and then you get an hour and a half or whatever on stage, and that's the highlight of your day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like.
And I mean, we've seen some of these artists. That doesn't look like it's the highlight for some of them. Some of them, it definitely looks like, they're still loving it and feeling it. But other people just look like they're like,
What?
Sometimes you have to go out and seek those yourself. And often people lose sight of those things. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of think, too, that maybe he's talking about, like, happiness. I've said this before. I went to college with this one guy, and he used to say, well, the college was kind of like a cult, and everybody kind of basically had to, like, say the party line, and that was like acceptable. So, you know, if they were like, what do you want for your future? Everybody, it was always like something extravagant. For most people it was, you know, like I want to be a missionary and let my life go out. And even if I never see anybody come into my religion and get saved, like, that's okay. I'm going to know that I did what was right for God and for you know what I mean? Like everything was like on 10. And he went up and he was like, I want to be happy. I want to be happy. And we were all like, but inside I was like, yo, I want to be happy too, though. I mean, I do want to be happy.
You want to be happy?
How selfish!
He went up. So what? He went up to the front. Like he had to go. To the front,
it was. Everybody was just right. So you were supposed to go give your answer, you know. And shout out to Roy. Roy goes up there and says, you know, I just don't want to be happy, and that was like. I was like, wow, I'm surprised he was like that honest, because that's not going to get him a girl. You know what I mean? Because everybody was looking for somebody that was going to be like, I'm going to, you know, exploits for the God. I'm going to do this. And then
you got the cult of suffering over there.
Yeah, right. There's not enough suffering in those words, Roy.
Yeah,
but
that's not very Ayn Randian.
Yeah, I don't know if he's happy or not now. I mean, he doesn't, to my knowledge, he doesn't have like a family, like no wife, no kids and stuff like that. And to me, that's like part of happy.
He's probably very happy.
So, hey, how dare you, babe? Stop that. You'd be so sad if we weren't here.
How dare you? How dare you? What do you mean?
Okay, well, I'll take the kids.
You guys weren't here. This house would be full of people.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So anyway, yeah. So that's what I was thinking. I was thinking about like happiness. Like maybe it's getting what you want, and then you're not happy with it. And how disappointing is that to actually get what you think you want, but you did get what you wanted. You just assumed you were going to be happy with getting what you wanted, but maybe happiness isn't tied up in what we want. Maybe it's perspective. Maybe it's looking at things in different ways. I don't know. I'm still throwing around that thought process, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. That's everybody's goal. I remember I was talking to this Buddhist fellow. He's like, no, my goal is nirvana. I'm like, yeah, but you're straining all your desires and energies toward nirvana. Mm-hmm. So that's still your version of happiness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't know why, like, I find this usually among religious types, you know, especially Christian, like certain strains of Christianity, people put this giant primer on suffering and being miserable. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing I do appreciate about Ayn Rand is her perspective that suffering it really isn't necessary, and that joy should be our highest goal because it creates the highest virtue. Mm-hmm. Which I do think is true, but it would take me 4 hours to unpack that. Y'all ain't trying to hear that shit. What do you give the song?
I'm actually gonna give this song 9.6.
A 9.6. I am using my current grading system. BC says they're happy without wife and kids to eat
Yeah,
sparrow.
but BC, honestly, you come on here every time and you're always miserable. Like, I'm having a hard time to believe you. And I'm not saying that your happiness is going to come if you had a wife and kids, but you don't seem like a happy person.
Right, you're
So,
you're not necessarily the poster boy or poster person for
for happiness.
That kind of happiness. I mean, I do believe it exists. Shout out to my man Augustine. Augustine did have a kid, and he basically abandoned him for the ministry. He never saw me.
Yeah, I don't get that.
So okay. This song's getting a 7.9 for me. 7.9 for me.
Oh.
Of course, Ben. Sori's weird. She thinks she can define happiness. She didn't say she was defining.
No, I
BC's
literally said.
Saying the perception of BC is not that they're a happy lot.
Right.
Because so miserable, but we love BC. We love BC. So
yourself, you're in the same camp. You never seem happy. It's not like Ben ever. Like, golly gee, it's been a good old day.
Ben is only happy when people are suffering. People are suffering. Ben has a little glint of satisfaction about his life.
I finished that Spirits interview that we did, and when I was editing it partway through, like we had just gotten on with the guy, and somebody paid for us to beat up the koala.
Oh, the koala.
Yep, and so we had to stop the interview and beat up the koala.
I
Poor
felt
Ben.
so bad for Ben when that was happening, but at the same time, it was
You
22
could tell.
bucks. It was 22 bucks.
You could tell.
But it was even worse. It was like, this is how much. But he said something really horrible that to him. But like, people were paying $22 to see an icon of you get the
Right.
shit kicked out of it. It's just a horrible situation.
Yeah, I think you choked him out and put him to sleep that time.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
Emily Lee in the house.
Hey.
My people. Gang, gang, gang.
All right, you guys. On to song number 2.
All right, guys. There you go. That was
feel
song
like-
number 1. If you're out in there in regular YouTube land, nothing can be done for you because you are a squirrel. But if you're doing the right thing and you're with us in the live stream, we're coming right back. Sit back, relax. We got a mega stream going on. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Go.